Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to the video of English grammar, special edition on passive voice. And this is the continuity of the first video. This is video 2 of 2 in passive voice. In the earlier video, or video 1, we are studying about how to compose passive voice. And in video 1, we end our discussion on changing active into passives from English tenses, specifically on the present. In this video, we are going to continue making passive sentences from active sentence of English tenses. In this video, we focus on past, future, and past future. First, we are going to focus on the past. We begin with past simple. An example of the sentence in past simple is I wrote a book. The verb is written in past verb, wrote. And in order to make passive from this active sentence, we change the position of the object, a book, into the beginning of the sentence as the subject. And the be and verb 3 or past participle to indicate that this is passive is put right after the object that now becomes the subject. Now because a book is a third party singular, so we use was written by me. Let's see how it goes with past continuous. The past continuous, as you can remember, continuous is indicated by ing verb, and the past was indicated by past verb, was. It is not I am writing, but I was writing a book. Now we are going to change I was writing a book. The object is a book, and then a book is then positioned as a subject in the beginning of the sentence. Now we put the be, that is was, and verb 3 or past participle, that is written. But now we not only have the basic composition was and written, but we also have ing. That is an indication that this is in a progress or continuous. So we keep the ing here into the being. Look at the difference. Here, there is no continuous amposition, so it is only was written, but in the continuous one, it is put being as an indication of continuous, so was being written. Let's see how it goes with past perfect. The past perfect combination is had written, not using have or has because it is in the past, so we use had. I had written a book. The book is positioned in the beginning, a book, and then had been written. Okay, so this is using had because it is in the past, so we cannot use has or have. And been written, been is the indication of the be and past participle written, had been written. Next, the combination between perfect and continuous. The past perfect continuous. I had been writing a book. The indication of past perfect is that the auxiliary here is using had because this is past, And then past perfect is the combination between had and verb 3, been. And the continuous is indicated in the ing one. So I had been writing a book. To change that into passive, the object a book is positioned in the beginning and then followed by the auxiliary had, and then the combination of passive, that is be and verb 3, written. But here this is not just been written like what we had in past perfect, had been written. There is an addition, being, because we have a continuous meaning here. Writing is continuous. We have ing, and that's why we want to keep the continuous value by putting being here between been and written. So it becomes a book had been being written by me. Alright, we have come to the end of the past section. Next, we are going to continue on the future. The future tense also have also has the similar composition, that is simple, continuous, perfect, and then perfect continuous. Let's check one by one. We begin with future simple, or you can read simple future. We have a sentence, I will write a book. The indication that this is a future is that we have the word will before the verb write. I will write a book. And to make that into passive, we do the same thing, that is the object a book becomes the first, becomes the subject, and then followed by will because this is an indication of the future. And then the indication of passive is combination between be and verb 3. Now the be here will be written, the be is not using is, am, are, was, were, because there is, will, or a modal. There is a rule that every verb that comes after modal must be in the base form. And we see and we know that the basic form or the base form of be is be. So it cannot be is, am, are, or was, or were. It has to be be because it appears right after the modal will. And that's why the sentence becomes a book will be written. Let's check the continuous one. Future continuous. By this phase, I believe that you have a knowledge that when we have a continuous verb, a continuous sentence, meaning that we need to put ing verb. This is also similar to what we have here. I will be writing a book. Be writing a book means continuous. But this is not only continuous. This is continuous action that happen in the future. So we put will. And the sentence becomes I will be writing a book. We are going to change that into passive by first changing the position of the object. A book becomes the position in the beginning of the subject, and it's followed by the will because this is indicating future, and then the combination of passive, that is be and written, verb 3, written. But because we are doing the continuous verb, we need to keep the indication of continuous by putting the word being between be and written. And that's why in the sentence, the passive sentence, we have a book will be written, will be being written by me. Let's check the combination between perfect and next will be perfect, future perfect. The indication of perfect is that the combination between have and verb 3. And then here we have I will have written a book, the active sentence. This is future because there's will, and this is perfect as we have written a book. We are going to convert this active sentence into passive by first changing the position of the word a book into the beginning of the sentence, and then followed by the future indication will, and then followed by the indication of perfect, that is have written. And because this is passive, the combination is be and verb 3, and we put be here, and the be is not is, not am, not are, not was, not were, but been. Why? Because it appears right after the word have. There is a rule that every verb that comes after the word have, it has to be in the past participle form or verb 3. And that's why the be is been. And therefore we have a sentence, a passive sentence, a book will have been written by me. Let's see the combination between perfect and continuous. So we will have future perfect continuous. I will have been writing a book. The active sentence contains the indication of future, that is will, and then the indications of perfect, that is have and been, have and verb 3, and then the indication of continuous writing. So I will have been writing a book. The passive form is we change the position of a book into the beginning of the sentence. So it becomes a book will have been being written by me. As you can remember, whenever we have continuous action in the passive sentence, we get the value of continuous into a word being. So we insert the word being between been and written. And that's why the sentence in the active one, in the passive one becomes a book will have been being written by me. Okay, so we are coming to the end of uh, future sections. Next is the combination between future and past, that is past future. The past future is actually the same as the future. The only difference is that we change the word will into the word would. Let's see. Right, so in the past future simple, we do not use will, but we change that into would. And this is actually the same thing with what we had done before with future. The only difference is that it is using would, not will. So everything else remains the same except the word will. Would write a book becomes a book would be written by me. The continuous one, I would be writing a book becomes a book would be written by me. The next, the past future perfect, I would have written a book becomes a book would have been written by me. And the last, the combinations of past future perfect continuous, we have I would have been writing a book becomes a book would have been being written by me. I think that's all that what I can deliver in the second video of changing active sentence into passive sentence. This video is teaching basic composition of passive voice. Later on, you can use these formats into your own composition when you are writing your own sentence and paragraph or maybe essay. You will need, sometimes you will need to make it into passive. And when you want to make it into passive, You can rely on the composition, on the structure, the formula that we have delivered in this video, because by mastering how to compose passive voice in 16 English tenses, you basically master everything you need to convert from active sentence into passive ones. Alright, thank you very much for watching this video. See you next time in the other grammar section, special edition on the grammar to teach you how to use English grammar in your sentence. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.